Welcome back to our channel, World Coins History. As you knew that old is gold, but these rare states $quarter coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Top 1. Today we're diving into the story of one of the most iconic coins in the entire state quarter series, the 2001 New York quarter dollar. This is not just any coin, it's a small piece of American pride that tells a huge story about history, design, and even hidden treasure for collectors. So, coin lovers, listen carefully, because this one could be sitting right in your pocket. Change. Released on January 2, 2001, the New York State Quarter was the very first state quarter issued that year, and what a beauty it is. The obverse shows the familiar portrait of George Washington, while the reverse proudly displays the Statue of Liberty in front of an outline of New York State. It also carries the words, "Gateway to Freedom," symbolizing both New York's heritage and its place as the entrance to America for millions of immigrants. But here's where things get really interesting. The mintage numbers were massive, over 655 million struck at Philadelphia and about 619 million at Denver. With numbers that high, you'd think this coin could never be rare, right? Well, not quite. Some of these quarters have unique errors and variations that make them worth a lot more than 25 cents. Collectors have identified several types of errors on the 2001 New York quarter that can skyrocket its value. One of the most fascinating is the double die reverse, where parts of the lettering, like E pluribus unum, appear slightly doubled. If you ever spot that, you could be looking at a coin worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. Another valuable type is the strike-through error, where something like grease or metal shavings got between the die and the coin blank, leaving strange marks or missing details on Liberty's figure or the map outline. Coins with clear strike-through marks, especially in mint condition, have been known to sell for hundreds of dollars at auction. There are also rare off-center strikes, folded planchets, and even coins missing their nickel layer, revealing a copper tone underneath. Each of these errors can turn a simple quarter into a treasure. Collectors love them because they tell a story about the minting process, and because they're so hard to find. Now, what about regular, non-error coins? A standard 2001 New York quarter in circulated condition is usually worth its face value, 25 cents. But uncirculated examples with sharp details and no scratches can bring between $1 and $3 each. If you've got the special proof version, especially the 90% silver proof struck for collectors, you could be looking at $10 to $20 or more. But let's talk about the big numbers. Rare error versions, such as the double die reverse or dramatic strike-through examples, have sold in auctions for prices ranging from $300 to as much as $2,500 depending on grade and rarity. Those are real-world sales, not hype, so if you find one of these, it could literally be worth hundreds or even thousands of times its face value. So, next time you get change back from the store, don't just toss those quarters aside. Look closely. That 2001 New York quarter might just be more than pocket change. It could be your gateway to discovering the fascinating world of coin collecting and maybe even finding a hidden treasure in your hand. Top 2. We are going to explore one of the most beautiful and fascinating coins from the United States, the 2004 Florida State quarter dollar. If you love coins or just enjoy uncovering hidden treasures in your pocket change, then listen carefully and enjoy every moment of this video, because this coin might surprise you with its story, its symbolism, and yes, its value. The 2004 Florida quarter was released on March 29, 2004, as part of the U.S. Mint's famous state quarter series. This one instantly stands out because of its breathtaking design. On the back, it features a Spanish galleon sailing proudly on the ocean, a palm tree swaying in the wind, and the space shuttle taking off into the stars, representing Florida's rich history, from early exploration to the space age. Beneath it, the words, "Gateway to Discovery," remind us how Florida has always been a bridge between the old world and the new. Now, millions of these coins were minted, over 240 million in Philadelphia and nearly 250 million in Denver. That's a lot of coins. But as every true collector knows, even coins struck in huge numbers can have rare surprises hidden among them. The key lies in condition, errors, and varieties. Let's start with the basics. A regular Florida quarter that has been used in circulation is worth its face value, just 25 cents. But an uncirculated piece, one that has never seen the inside of a coin jar or cash register, can already be worth more. Clean, shiny examples in mint state condition can bring anywhere from $1 to $3. Collectors who specialize in top-grade coins often pay more for coins graded MS 66 or higher by professional services. Now let's move into what makes this coin truly exciting, the rare errors. Some 2004 Florida quarters left the mint with fascinating mistakes, and those are the ones collectors dream about. One of the most striking errors is the missing clad layer, where part of the nickel surface didn't bond properly, revealing a copper color underneath. These coins are instantly recognizable and can be worth several $100s depending on condition. Another valuable type is the off-center strike, where the design is shifted to one side, leaving a blank crescent on the coin. The more dramatic the off-center, the higher the value, and if the date is still visible, that makes it even more desirable. Then there are strike-through errors, where grease or debris got between the die and the coin during minting, creating smudged or missing design details. Collectors love these unique one-of-a-kind errors because no two are ever exactly alike. And then there's the ultimate rarity, coins struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine finding a Florida quarter that was accidentally struck on a nickel planchet instead of a quarter blank. That kind of minting mistake is extremely rare and has been known to sell for thousands of dollars at auction.so. What are the real numbers in today's market? A circulated 2004 Florida quarter is worth 25 cents. A clean, uncirculated example can bring between $1 and $3. Proof coins, especially the silver-proof versions made for collectors, can be worth $10 to $20 in pristine condition. But if you're lucky enough to find a major mint error, like a missing clad layer, an off-center strike, or one struck on the wrong planchet, values can climb to several $100s, and in rare cases, up to around $2,500 at auction. That's the magic of coin collecting. Every ordinary coin has the potential to hold an extraordinary secret. The 2004 Florida quarter is a perfect example of how art, history, and a little bit of luck can come together in the palm of your hand. So next time you get change back at a store, take a second look. You might be holding a tiny piece of Florida's story, and maybe even a hidden treasure worth far more than you think. Top 3, we are stepping into the world of modern numismatics, zooming in on a coin that might appear ordinary, but for collectors, it holds a story worth your attention. We're talking about the 2014 quarter dollar honoring Shenandoah National Park in Virginia, part of the America the Beautiful series. If you're someone who loves coins, or you simply hold casual change in your hand, listen carefully. This video could change how you look at that pocket quarter. The reverse of this coin shows a hiker standing atop Little Stony Man Mountain, looking out over the Serpentine Skyline Drive, a design that captures the majestic beauty of Shenandoah's Blue Ridge landscape. It's not just artful, it's symbolic. On the obverse, the familiar profile of George Washington smiles back at us, grounding the modern design in tradition. The mint mark and minting details vary. You'll find Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco varieties, P, D, S. Among these, the San Francisco S mint and the proof struck for collectors add an extra layer of intrigue. Now, at first glance you might think, it's just a modern quarter, worth 25 cents, right? And yes, for the vast majority of these coins, that is the case. A circulated 2014 Shenandoah quarter in normal condition is generally worth its face value, 25 cents. But with coins like this, the value story is all about the condition, the strike, the mint mark, and yes, the errors or special varieties. When it comes to uncirculated examples, coins that still have full luster, no wear, sharp details, you start to see small premiums. For example, a 2014 D Shenandoah quarter in average condition might be worth around 45 cents, while in higher mint state grades you'll see values up to around $2.53. That's a lot more than the face value, for the right piece, but where collectors really get excited is the error and variety side. Although this coin series isn't known for countless blockbuster errors, there are documented mistakes to watch for. One notable example, a 2014 D Shenandoah quarter graded MS64 with an improperly annealed planchet, where the metal wasn't treated correctly in manufacturing, sold for about $325 in auction. Doubled dies, clipped planchets, straight-end clips, these are types of errors that transform a standard coin into something special. For instance, a 2014 P Shenandoah quarter with a 15% straight-end clipped planchet fetched approximately $800 at auction for 58 Australian dollars grade.so. If you've got one of these coins, what should you look for? First, is the coin sharp? Does it look uncirculated? No dullness, no faded detail, no heavy scratches, that helps. Second, check the mint mark. An S means proof or collector strike, which often carries extra value. Third, inspect the coin for anomalies. Is part of the rim flat or cut in a way that looks like a straight clip? Is the color odd, say tones of purple, gray, black, suggesting improper annealing? Is the design off-center or doubled? These are the kinds of features that drive collector interest and auction premiums. Now, to bring you the real market numbers today, a standard 2014 Shenandoah quarter in circulated condition, approximately 25 cents. An uncirculated example in good condition, around $1 to $3. A proof example, especially S mint mark, in excellent grade, up to about $6. An error or variety example that has been authenticated and graded in high condition, hundreds of dollars. And in some special cases even up to $1,000 or more, for example an MS68 specimen sold for $1,020. If you happen to have this coin and it shines like new, has that S mark, or shows an oddity, keep it safe. Consider getting it evaluated by a trusted grading service. It might still be just a quarter, or it might be a hidden gem worth far more than meets the eye. Coin collecting isn't just about old coins. Even modern issues like the 2014 Shenandoah quarter can hide interesting stories and value waiting to be discovered. Top 4, we are taking a deep dive into the world of modern coin collecting with a spotlight on one of the beautiful additions to the America the Beautiful series, the 2015 quarter dollar honoring Kisatchie National Forest in Louisiana. If you have one of these laying around, or you're sifting through change or rolls, coin lovers, listen up and enjoy the ride, because this coin might hold more intrigue than you expect. On the reverse of the 2015 Kisatchie quarter you'll see a striking image, a male wild turkey in mid-flight surrounded by the longleaf pines native to the forest. The words, Kisatchie Louisiana, and E pluribus unum, frame the design while the obverse bears the familiar portrait of George Washington. This quarter was minted at the Philadelphia, P, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S, mints, and though the design may seem ordinary at first glance, what lies beneath the surface is where collectors get excited. Let's begin with the everyday value first. If the coin has been used in circulation, showing wear, scratches, dullness, it is generally worth its face value, just 25 cents. That's right, despite the appealing design and rich backstory, most specimens floating in change will still be worth exactly a quarter. But before you set it aside as uninteresting, keep in mind condition matters, and uncirculated examples bring small premiums. For coins that have not been circulated, those with full luster, sharp detail, no distracting hairlines or contact marks, values start to climb. A standard 2015 P Kisatchie in nice mint state might bring around $1 to $2. A Denver mint uncirculated piece might trade around $1 or slightly more depending on the exact grade. For the S mint mark proof versions, especially the 90% silver proofs made for collectors, you might see values around $5 in good grade. Now for the exciting part, errors and rarities. Although this series wasn't issued in extremely low numbers, certain mistakes from the minting process make these coins very interesting for true collectors. Known error types include a double die obverse, especially visible in the lettering of Liberty or In God We Trust, where doubling appears. There are also strike-through errors, where debris or grease obstructed the die and left blank or impaired areas on the design. One guide lists an example of a 2015 D Kisatchie quarter exhibiting a struck-through error trading around $230. Double dies and planchet errors have likewise been identified. So if you've got one of these coins, Here's what you should watch for. Check the mint mark, P, D, or S, because condition and mint mark drive value. Look at the bird and pines on the back, are they crisp or worn? On the obverse, examine the lettering. Do you see any doubling of edges or letters that look like ghost images? Flip the coin and check the rim and edge for clipped planchets, flat or missing sections, or missing clad layer exposing copper underneath. Those are the features that separate a run-of-the-mill quarter from a collector's gem. In today's market, for the 2015 Kisatchie quarter, a circulated example is worth about 25 cents. A nice uncirculated version might be worth $1 to $2. A collector proof in very high grade might bring up to $5. For a certified error example, double die, strike through or other major variety, you could see amounts in the hundreds of dollars. Top 5, and last rare coin, we are going to explore the beautiful and fascinating 2010 United States quarter dollar from Yosemite National Park. Coin lovers, listen carefully and enjoy this journey, because this coin is not just a simple piece of change, it's a story of history, nature, and hidden value waiting to be discovered. The Yosemite quarter was released in 2010 as part of the America the Beautiful series. This stunning design celebrates one of the most majestic places in America, Yosemite National Park in California. On the back of the coin, you'll see the incredible granite cliff known as El Capitan, standing tall and proud above the valley. The design perfectly captures the strength and beauty of this legendary landscape. On the front, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, the face that connects all our quarters through time. Now, at first glance, this coin may seem common. It was minted in large numbers at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints. But as collectors know, condition and rarity make all the difference. And some Yosemite quarters hide very special surprises. Let's start with the basics. A circulated Yosemite quarter, the kind you might find in your pocket, is worth its face value, 25 cents. But an uncirculated example with bright luster and no scratches can be worth more. Most uncirculated pieces trade between $1 and $2. Coins in high mint state grades, like MS-67 or MS-68, can sell for higher premiums among collectors, but here's where things get exciting, the rare errors that make some Yosemite quarters worth serious money. One known variety is the double die error, where parts of the letters or design appear doubled under magnification. If you ever notice slight doubling in United States of America or E pluribus unum, you might be holding something rare. Then there are off-center strike errors, where the coin design is noticeably shifted to one side. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable it becomes, especially if the date remains visible. Some also feature strike-through errors, where grease or metal debris left faint patches or missing details. And occasionally, a missing clad layer error shows the coin's copper core, creating a striking two-tone appearance. These are the coins collectors dream of finding. So, how much are they really worth? A regular 2010 Yosemite quarter in circulation, 25 cents. A mint state uncirculated coin, around $1 to $2. A proof or silver proof version from the San Francisco Mint, around $10 to $15 depending on grade. But an error coin with a double die, off-center strike, or missing clad layer can sell for hundreds of dollars. Some high-grade rare errors have even reached close to $1,000 in auctions. That's the thrill of coin collecting, hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. The Yosemite quarter reminds us that even modern coins can hold exciting stories and value for those who take the time to look closely. So next time you get a quarter in change, take a second look before you spend it. Check for odd details, shine, or any unusual marks, because you might just be holding a piece of hidden history. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and love learning about valuable coins, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Keep hunting, keep collecting, and remember, every coin tells a story, and sometimes, that story is worth far more than 25 cents.